Hello everyone, it's Mr. John from AK Dragonfish 3D, and today is March 1st. Welcome to the first of many days that close in on Adepticon. Adepticon is right around the corner. We're sitting at 18 days roughly. Let's bring it up. So here it is as of recording this video, 18 days and some change. And the big takeaways right now are hard dates. So we're approaching one of the first of three hard dates. The first hard date, I've got it brought up here for the championship ruling here. The first hard date is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the cutoff for codex and index releases. So any codex or index for 40k that drops between now and tomorrow is it. Anything that drops from the 3rd to the event is no dice. So if, say, that Orc Codex comes out in the next week or so, they drop any other FAQs or index modifications or whatnot after tomorrow, they're done. Okay, next hard date is March 9th. So March 9th is the super important one. That puts us roughly 12 days away, because the event starts the 20th. 9 minus 20 minus 9, 11 days away, right? So you got 11 days from March 9th. No major format changes, meaning no, the tournament won't change on March 9th. Also, it's not bold here, but we come down here and I'll highlight it. Exact mission pack. So we will get our mission pack on March 9th as well. The final date, I just had it in my brain right here. We go 2 bullet points up. So the final hard date to put on your calendars if you're going to Adepticon is list upload. So this says army list must be uploaded in BCP by 11:59 Central date time on Monday, March 18th. That's roughly 8 o'clock Alaska time on Monday, March 18th. So I have between now and dinner time, Monday, March 18th, I have 18 dinner times to figure out my list. So let's talk about my list, shall we? So I made some changes. I've played several games across the last 4 or 5 weeks to include 2 different tournaments. One, a team tournament, so I took a portion of my list, and then a larger tournament where I took that portion and enveloped it. And I tried a couple different tactics. I tried a couple changes to my list, and by making those changes to my list, I changed my tactics to my list. The first big change is I don't run fixed as much as I used to. Now I run tactical. I found that running tactical, I'm getting between 60 and 70 points consistently, so I've been running tactical. On top of that, my list has evolved from being fixed heavy to tactical heavy. Not saying I can't run fixed, not saying I won't drop, deploy, teleport homers, and cleanse and just bum rush you and take your objectives. However, the changes I made add to playing more tactical than fixed. With the Calidus, bring the Calidus, and she jumps a lot. Jumps. Cue Final Fantasy jump kind of thing, right? And I give the Errant Mysterious Guardian, so he can either start in Deep Strike or not, and he gets a once per game jump just like the Calidus. So I can start them both on the table on round 1 and say I don't go first. I hide them if I suspect that I'm gonna not go first, or I'm gonna get overwhelmed if I don't go first. I hide them and then jump them, and then per the January update, anything that does this can come back down on round 1, despite the fact, because of how it's worded. So it gives me a lot more flexibility. The second change that I've made is I've changed up the lineup for the armigers. I'm no longer running 4 to 5 gun bots, I'm only running 3, and then 4 saw bots. So the Helvren's job is to sit backfield, midfield, and give fields of fire. So put them on the firing lanes and give fields of fire. So there's always a fan of Helvren autocannons on the battlefield. I found this extremely useful when trying to pick off things trying to hide or outmaneuver me. And then on top of that, Squire's Duty's a bitch. I have yet to find one opponent that just goes meh against Squire's Duty. So giving those 3 Helverins Squire's Duty against a target in the open just kind of agitates the crap out of them. And then the 4 Sawbots go forward and deal with armor. They all have Meltas now, so they all have Meltas up top on their carapace. I call it their head gun. If I go first, they capitalize on the Errant's bondsman ability. At least one of them does, to advance and shoot for, say, a quick secondary of maybe I draw Cleanse, or maybe I draw Area Denial round 1, so they go forward there. Alternatively, they go tank hunting. They go big character hunting. So the third big change that I've done is the Lancer is gone off the list. Now, the way everything just kind of worked out, I only have 450 points. Kind of sucks since the Lancer's 465. I've got 18 days to figure this out. However, what I have been doing is experimenting with these said 450 points to find the right thing to plug in that hole. So far, I've tried a Crusader with both the minigun and the battle cannon, and the minigun and the Melta. Kind of works okay. I'm using that 450 points for buffing the Warglaives. Namely buffing the Warglaives, but sometimes buffing the Helverins too. The Crusader gives a +1 to hit. That's his bondsman ability. So, taking Mythic Guardian, or Mythic Hero, he's buffing 2 dudes with +1 to hit. I have played with a Paladin. I really like the Paladin's bondsman ability. Not a fan of the battle cannon. I do understand where people are coming from, where the battle cannon's the worst gun in the game for knights. I don't see it that way, okay? Because cover saves are taken by model. I can't say that again. I'm going to get real close to the camera here. Cover saves are taken by model, not by unit. When you take the saves, you got to allocate. So people giving shit about AP1, because there's a big stigma, AP1 sucks. AP1 exists for a reason. Okay? And it's still a dice game. Still a dice game, people. So, I played with the Paladin, namely for his bondsman ability, because his bondsman ability is lance and lethal hits to the armature. It's a pretty big deal when it comes to the Warglaive charging. That's a pretty big deal when it comes to the Helverin shooting. I throw 8 dice hitting on 3s, but now I'm lethal hitting you with a strength 9 damage 3 gun. Or I got a Warglaive and he blitzes, he gets his buff and he charges forward with a lance, a lethal hitting Meltagun, and then I run forward 12. I shoot you with lethal hit, with a potential of lethal hits for 2 Meltaguns, three Melta shots in total, if you're close enough, if you deploy it on your line. And then I charge you. Not only does the Warglaive have sustained hits on the charge, but now he has Lance keyword with a Strength 10 chainsaw. There's a lot of lethality that comes with the Paladin's bondsman ability. So Paladin with Mythic Hero, giving that out twice. Okay, he's got two heavy stubbers. Stubbers do work. My buddy Sam can attest to that. All my opponents at the last RTT can attest to that. Stubbers do work. 4-1-1 at 36 with rapid fire. 3 shots at 36 or 6 shots at 18. The Paladin's got 2 of them. Then you got the battle cannon. 10 minus 1, 3 damage for 2d6 plus 6 if you're within 36 inches. If you're outside of that, it's just d6 plus 3. That's nothing to sneeze at when you got a 10-man guard squad, because it's blast. And if you ain't got no CP or you're not paying attention, no going backsies. No going backsies. Once I allocate, there's order of operations of this game. If you break the order of operations, you're cheating. That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool at all. But I can talk about that in another video if you're really curious to hear my ranting about going backsies and order of operations and all my beautiful experiences thereof. Things I plan on trying in the next 17 or so days is I plan on trying a Warden for at least 2 to 3 games to see how the Warden works, see how this -1 damage -1 damage bondsman ability compares to other things. Okay? The Warden has the minigun and a melee weapon and then he's got his chest hardpoint and his carapace hardpoint. His ace ability is non-monster, non-vehicle. All his shots have devastating wounds. The trick here is to take the Warden with the anti-aircraft gun, the Icarus autocannon, because it critically wounds on a 2+. And if it's on a Warden, when you critically devastating wounds is when you critically wound. And now you're taking 2 damage shots if you have the fly keyword. A lot of things have the fly keyword nowadays. Oddly enough, I was looking through all the dexes to see what does and does not have the fly keyword. There's a lot of things that have fly keyword nowadays. It's kind of creepy. I thought that number of fly keyword would have gone down changing to 10th edition, but no. One other thing I'm going to try in the next 17 days is Canis Rex. I'm on the fence about Canis Rex, to be honest. Okay, he's got a lot of nifty rules. Here's where I get annoyed. 1, he has no bondsman ability. He is the legendary free blade. Why are you bringing a free blade to a knight list? It kind of defeats the purpose of the army rules to bring the free blade. Okay. 2, he has the captain 0 CP thing. Okay. I can only use that on one stratagem. One knight stratagem and one non-knight stratagem. CP reroll and shoulder the burden. There's not much of a tactical flexibility there. The shoulder burden affects him. Okay, I mean, it's +1 move, +1 OC, +1 toughness, +1 save till my next command phase for free. Triggered at the command phase. I gotta live to the command phase. Most of my tricks, I have to live to the command phase. It doesn't happen immediately. It happens start of your next command phase. Take Honored, for example. I kill your warlord in tank shock. Cool. I have to live to my next command phase in order to capitalize on it. And there's been plenty of times where I've only had like 2 armatures left come my next command phase. My opponent got that agitated that I killed his warlord. Okay. Third trick for Canis Rex is all of his weapons have sustain 5. Sustain 5+. So he critically hits on 5+, and they all have sustain 1. It's slightly better, but at the cost of no bondsman ability and no carapace weapon. He's got gun, that's it. He has 2 guns. So the reason why that's the reason why I considered dropping the Lancer is he only had 1 gun, as opposed to a standard chassis having 3 guns. 1, 2, 3. And a Paladin or a Crusader has 4 guns. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a versatility of gunfire. You're trading guns for more hits. So it's a matter of balance. I've yet to play with the Warden consistently in multiple games in a row. I've yet to play with Canis Rex multiply consistently in a row. So I'm going to try that. It's 450 points of flex. I'm going to give it a try. Alright, so if you're liking the content so far, if you're liking the vlogs, this is vlog number 9, go back and check out the other vlogs. It's been a long journey since January when I made this decision. It's now March 1st, and I still got a few more videos to go before Adepticon itself. I'm going to try to film from Adepticon, even though Chicago's a 2-party state. And we're going to see how it goes. So if you're liking this, hit the like button, consider subscribing. Lots of 40K stuff on this channel, among other things, fishing, 3D printing, tech stuff. I kind of cover everything I like because I like a lot of things. I have a lot of hobbies. So go check it all out, and continuing on with the video. Okay, so I do have some concerns at this point going into Adepticon. The first concern I have is I'm not getting the spread that I normally would like to get before a big tournament. Namely because of my current meta. The current meta that I live in, the current state of everyone's armies that I play with on the regular. Okay? Most of the armies that I feel I need to at least touch at least once are people's hobby armies. I got this on the side because I don't really, I like them, but I don't want to play them competitively. I don't see a competitive shtick to them. Those kinds of things. Okay? Let's see here. Grey Knights, Death Guard, Chaos Marines, Demons, to name a handful. The second thing I'm concerned with is fighting Custodes. I'm gonna say it. I'm still concerned fighting Custodes. The Lone Star Open, 100+ man tournament. At the beginning, sometime early February, 21 of those players was Custodes. They outnumbered every other faction 4-1. Or at least 4-1, if not 2-1. 21 players. 21 Custode players. Are you kidding me? And now I'm about to go to a tournament with an even larger population. I expect to see 20, if not 40 Custo players at Adepticon. They have swept me several times. I've squeaked by with some wins. I've squeaked by with some losses. Custodes is a big concern. But the biggest concern is a blind matchup. Playing an army at Adepticon that I have not played physically on the table. I can watch battle reports, tell them blue in the face. Go on YouTube, go on Twitch, watch battle reports, tell them blue in the face. But I need to face them physically. It's going to bother me. So it's a concern of mine. Something I'm going to try to resolve in the next 18 days. It's the first. Counting today, I got 18 days. I won't have a chance to play today, so I have 17 days. The battle board itself is coming along rather well. I've got lots of these cool plates printed out of various different mods and modes. Here's one with a loading pad of some sort. Here's one with a fan. So these things will stack together to form a ship deck. And then on that ship deck, I'll have lots of cool stuff on it. So look for some updates on my display board come next battle report. Come next vlog. Okay, so that wraps up vlog number 9 of my road to Adepticon. Adepticon being 17 days away. I'm excited, so get excited. Go check out the rest of the channel. Smash that like button, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.